The other thing I know about YouTube is you don't have to be right.
Mm,
Right. There's been a lot of talk about housing. It's obviously a place where I play. There's been a very few people right, lots of people wrong, but it doesn't matter. YouTube has no
of
accuracy
course. And
score.
that is sad. I saw a good video talking about one of the popular, it's sort of scammy. It's not a scammy idea and helping people start side businesses.
Mhm.
But I saw a video breaking down, it's a trending video, and the person doing its model, and this is what is true for a lot of the Crash Bros too. They're just trying to get AdSense out of the middle, because if
Yep.
they can get a lot of viewership and they can get the potential demographic of the viewership, you're going to make more on ad revenue if your audience is a little bit older. YouTube does know where do they live. If you're talking about U.S. housing market, you're probably getting people that are a little bit older,
Sure.
thinking about buying a house, and they are U.S. viewers. It's
Yep.
a lucrative CPM. That's how YouTube pays you, the amount they pay you. It's going to pay a lot more than cat videos. It's going to pay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So if people can shock people, get them to click on videos with fear, uncertainty, and dread.
Dude,
Yep.
some of these Crash Bros are buying homes now. How do you like that? That's capitalism at its best, right there.
Off of
Ad
they
revenue.
absolutely don't practice what they preach, or they have one ADU, like of one thing, and they're claiming to be a real estate expert. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's hilarious.
you got to be careful, and I mean, I think your community is inherently, they think different, and they're wise, and they're not a part of that. But it goes back to the masses kind of can fall into that. That's why I always encourage people to just be very thoughtful about the credibility of who you're learning from.
Mm-hmm.
Or of course, if you're unsure of that, to literally take it with a grain of salt, because sometimes I'm interested to just hear a perspective,
Sure.
and the level of credibility on a scale from 1 to 10 I'm going to give it is probably, I'm going to start off at a 2, until so what has that person done, or what authority do they have, or what, how much experience do they have, how many cycles have they lived through,
Right.
yeah, even in this most recent term, people that have only done good in real estate in the last 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole different deal if someone's
Different
been
deal.
the
Yeah.
last 20, 30 years. And so I think that's just a wise framework for life that many people forget to think about, is just being very selective with the voices you
Yeah.
listen to, and their credibility, and their tenure and their history. But yeah, YouTube, it is what it is. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like they say, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
And that's kind of like it. While I wouldn't personally, I'm very concerned, much like you, with having a reputation, having integrity, not selling out in the short term, and being, playing the long game, and just, valuing truth. I do respect the game.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I think it's wonderful. I think I'm pro-capitalist. If that's what the game says to do, and you're willing to play it,
yeah,
go nuts.
And people can make their own decisions about what they want to view and what. Like the market decides.
Yeah, of course.
What it wants to watch or what it wants to click on. I don't know. At some point, again, they're just random predictions about things up and down constantly. I'm like, how helpful is this? Ultimately, it'd probably be better.
If it's always down. Rules. Yeah,
yeah. Probably be good to get a buy box and actually get back to some first principles, and just do the work, and have handles like that, as opposed to this emotional roller coaster that people, and that's, I mean.